Tennessee about to play these trash-ass Commodores of Vanderbilt in about an hour. Look like Harrison Bailey gonna be the starter. Guantanamo Bay ain't gonna see the field. I hope not.
But I'll tell you what, there might be a lot of people around Athens starting to grow a mustache if JT Daniels keeps playing like this. Well, our first look at Carson Beck, the true freshman.
About time, damn! I want to see Carson Beck.
Has spoken highly of ever since we had their opener against Arkansas. Flag comes down on this play. And there goes Edwards again. He is across the midfield stripe into Missouri territory. Another big gain if it holds.
There is no foul on the play. First down.
Man, they just throwing flags for no reason.
Seen that, but big run for Edwards as Carson Beck comes in, a 4-star recruit.
Dang, he's 6'4".
Pocket passer.
He ain't no midget like Stetson Bennett.
300 yards and 71 touchdowns in his high school career.
Yeah, Coach Monken said Beck is probably the truest passer they have at their quarterback spot in the room right now. Daniels, of course, has experience, but he said Beck can absolutely throw.
Timeout taken by Kirby Smart of the Bulldogs. Kirby's first 5 years coming to a close. He's 32-12 against SEC competition, but here's what he has done in comparison to what Mark Richt did in his first 5 years. And this isn't any, to me, when I saw this graphic, the first thing I thought of was like, how good was Mark Richt run to start his campaign in Athens, right? Because Kirby has been dominant, 3 straight SEC championship appearances. Of course, not going this year, but those are impressive numbers for both those guys.
Yeah, and I guess you always live in the moment, and it seems like Kirby and his program has been just crushing it, which they have. But as we just showed, the numbers are eerily similar. And I think the thing that's kind of taken him above and beyond is that second year when they had the national championship appearance and almost won the ball game. And I think that's where everybody thinks that program should be every single year. And I know that's the expectation.
Let's go down to Lauren.
Guys, Kirby told us that the biggest challenge for his team has been the fact they haven't been able to control their own destiny since that loss to Florida. Sure, the season really has had a mountain of challenges, but right now that's the one thing that's been glaring them in the face. So they've really had to focus on that, be intent in their work, maintaining that positive energy. And I gotta be honest, from the minute they stepped foot on this field today, they were ready to go, ready to play, despite the postponement last week. And that energy is carried throughout this entire game, even when they were up against the wall a little bit there in the first half against a more competitive Missouri team, and it's carried over even out here in the second half.
Yeah, I really think the fact that Missouri got in the top 25 this week helps you prepare a little bit harder, right? When you're thinking maybe this could be a tough trip up to Missouri.
Well,
weather's not very good, right?
You turn on the tape, and it's an old adage, the tape never lies. You turn on the tape, Missouri has played really good football. You saw what they did last week, put up 50 points. And they scored, and they played good defense. And
That was damn Arkansas. Georgia is a whole nother team, sir.
Would that be something that Georgia worried about?
Oh, they put up 50 points against Arkansas.
And you got to commend Kirby for getting this group ready to go.
Of course, signing day coming up, the early signing period coming up. Georgia, again, looking like a top 5 class coming in. Alabama, based on our recruiting experts at ESPN, they look like they're the #1 class at this point. But it's a different deal. I mean, they're trying to prepare for games, and he's trying to also bring in these 4- and 5-star dudes and get them to sign. It's got to be a weird dynamic, huh, Lauren?
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting, but Kirby said it's actually been a little easier to recruit right now with the pandemic going on, the inability to travel, go see guys.
I wonder who we're going to get in the transfer portal.
It's been a little more organized.
They say supposed to be getting some tight end from, dang, I forgot where the boy play.
To make their commitments.
No, LSU.
I think the big part about
Yeah, a tight end from LSU.
When you have to go see kids, you worry about other coaches coming in trying to change their mind or going to a different program and seeing the facilities and all that kind of stuff, it looks like Missouri comes up with the 4th-down stop. But that is a big part of it. Now everybody's kind of on an even playing field, and kids kind of know, hey, this is where I'm going, and if I'm going in early, this is where I'm going.
Well, one of the other things, and this is for all these schools, to figure out who's coming back, right? I mean, it's kind of a free year, so you have some of these seniors, and even juniors.
Word on the street is Jared Guantanamo Bay ain't gonna be playing at Tennessee
Georgia has,
next year.
now 6 guys who have announced that they would play in the Senior Bowl, and you lose that year of eligibility if you play in a college all-star game. So there's 6 guys at this point that Georgia knows that they won't have coming back. So maybe that helps kind of clear things up for Kirby in some regards. But some teams won't know right away, right? So,
the interesting part about it is they have a number of kids who will come in early. We always have the early enrollees that come in January. And a lot of these coaches talk about having to fill those spots of the early enrollees, but then you also don't know who's leaving because you still got a season. So the dynamic from the coach's standpoint has been a little bit different and sometimes a little bit difficult too.
Well, Georgia today has put up over 600 yards of offense, 615. They have held Missouri to 194. Missouri in the second half has yet to eclipse 100 yards of offense. In this game, I go back to it again, was tied at 14 with a minute to go.
All I hear is nappy. George Pickens had nappy. 33 had nappy. Number 6 had nappy. My had nappy. I gotta get a haircut next week. That's why I got my Georgia hat on. Well, I left it at home, so as long as I got my helmet on, I should be alright.
They're having chunk plays all over the field, and Missouri just was not able to win those 50-50 opportunities when they threw it out there.
Definitely a tough day for Missouri today, but can't take away from the 5 conference wins. I think most people thought this team would win 2 or 3 games this year. Elijah Young, one of those young backs that Eli Drinkwitz so happy to have on his roster. The true freshman out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Boy, being Cleveland, a big old country boy. Offensive lineman.
Something to build on. JT Daniels, another good day.
I don't know why they let Stetson Bennett trash ass back on the field. I would have killed Carson Beck out there.
And snap. And Brady Cook will be dropped behind the line. And very well may do it.
Well, this game. I'll see y'all next week at the Vanderbilt game. I'm gonna be at home because, my grandma be cussing and shit. So, you know how that be.
Big ones, and they hold Missouri to 14. And Georgia will go to 7-2. Missouri drops to 5-4. Georgia and Missouri with 1 game remaining. Missouri hopes to play Mississippi State next week, while Georgia hopes they get a date with Vanderbilt.
Boy, Pickens.
Big day. George Pickens has to be happy. A couple of touchdowns today. 2 100-yard rushers in the backfield for the Bulldogs as well, as they just handle their business here in Columbia, Missouri, and they win it 49-14. So,
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time when I do a video. Peace.